Today, I use Mint.com to track all of my finances. This has helped me a ton since the very beginning because just looking at all of my bank accounts, it made it very difficult to accurately see exactly how much I was making, how much I was spending. I use it in the net income graph here. I'm able to track all of the money I make, both for business and any other way, and then all the money I spend, both for business and on personal things. So this shows the total money in and total money out. Now, it helped me right when I started out. When I first started tracking everything, I was doing really poorly in my business. And then as soon as I started tracking everything in Mint, things started to get better. The problem was I wasn't using daily goal setting here. I was still using the goal setting for long term. So you can see here, I had this month in February 2013 where I'd wanted to make $10,000 in 1 month. The month before, I'd set a goal to do that by the end of the year. And when I made it in February, I thought I'd made it. I thought I was so far ahead of things that you can see while I had fairly reasonable expenses in January compared to what I made, then in February, I thought I'd made it so much that I started spending a whole bunch more money. And then already by March, I'm losing money, and then I go down the absolute awful rabbit hole of nearly reaching bankruptcy in 2014, as you can see all these red expenses. And now through daily goal setting, you can see since I started daily goal setting, that was one of my worst months. My finances have continued to trend up as I've focused on doing more daily goal setting, focused on just doing the best I can today. You'll notice my expenses have stayed fairly the same, with some higher advertising costs in some of these months, which then ends up being related to some of the higher earnings in later months. The thing you can see is that daily goal setting, when applied to tracking my finances, has proven fantastically powerful, whereas long-term goal setting back in here did very little, because as soon as I reached a long-term goal, then I just overwrought on my expenses. I way overclocked on what I thought I could do. Daily goal setting promotes humility. You realize it doesn't matter how much money you make in a month. It comes down to, are you doing your best work? I talked with my friend yesterday and he said, what do you want to do to make more money? And I said, I don't care about making more money. I am making enough now. I want to optimize my service to the world. And tracking my finances has given me the ability to do this, to focus on optimizing my service to the world each day. And that then almost automatically translates into income. Back here, I was hustling and struggling and trying to get money the way it seems most people in the world do. And you can see I was getting some good results, but then some very bad results also. I love that Mint.com gives me the ability to literally look at every single month. Before I started tracking this, my business was a total disaster. And immediately I got some improvement just by tracking it. However, as I continued to make worse and worse decisions using long-term goal setting, then it was obvious in my finances I needed an entirely new way of life. And that new way of life comes with daily goal setting. And now I'm grateful I've got one simple number. I can see what I've made on average every month since I've tracked my finances in September 2012. So I really appreciate you watching this. I hope this is helpful for giving you an idea of what you can do to track all of your finances and to give you the accountability on how much money you're making and spending so that you can look at it, so that you can have transparency with yourself and not have areas where you're spending impulsively or irresponsibly that you'd rather not look at the end of the month, but to be able to see everything in one simple interface the way I do in Mint.com.